Okay. So yes, we are live on Facebook. So hey everybody, I hope you're doing very well. Today we are with Sumita Nair. She is one of my recent coaching client, and we've just finished working with her. And today she has taken her gracious time to speak with me about her experience of working with me. So hi Sumita. First of all, thank you so much for doing this, and I'm so thrilled to know that you did had some positive experience of working with me. So let's talk about it. How are you doing, Sumita, today?
Hi, Malika. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me do this. Yeah, it was an exciting and very positive experience working with you because I have never previously worked with anybody for a career coaching or anything in the last 10 years. So this was a altogether new experience. So I had a lot to learn, and yeah, I mean, it was a positive experience and all.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, Sumita. Okay, so that
Mhm.
people who are listening us and who are on the fence of what exactly is this, get to know
Absolutely.
what exactly happened during our sessions. Okay, so let's start with the first question of what was your breakthrough, the biggest breakthrough of working with me.
So, my biggest breakthrough from working with Malika is definitely a mindset change. I could overcome the fear of applying to the desired title very confidently. I was previously so fearful that I had a big career gap of over 10 years with some very temporary roles in between. I was so fearful that my gap would not justify the requirement and I could not even try applying for the desired roles. I had a lot of self doubt. Uh, for example, I had doubts in my mind like, why should a company hire me when there are people with better experiences and no gap?
Yeah.
So I could overcome that fear only with a mindset change. And that mindset change happened only with Monica's sessions. So now I am like confident to apply and I can proudly own my gap. So yeah, I would say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
breakthrough.
I know. I remember, Sumita, that the first time we talked, and I remember when I was asking you that, do you have a LinkedIn profile? And you're like, you know what, Malika, I had 10 years back, and it had me like 10 years. I don't even look at LinkedIn profile because then I start comparing myself with the rest of the peers, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So I just
Right.
wanted to talk a little bit about that because that was something which really happened, after we talked, and you're like, you know what, I am all ready with my LinkedIn profile now. So just talk a little
Right.
bit about that.
Right. So I remember like before talking to you, I was a very active Facebook. I am still a Facebook user. I was on all the social media platforms except LinkedIn and Glassdoor, which professionally, if anybody wants to get back to it, has to, I think in the current generation, you have to have a social media app work-wise, which is like LinkedIn and Glassdoor. And I would always download the LinkedIn app, look at others' profiles, and I would just, take back and just delete the app. I was like so nervous about, you know, uh, what others would think. What do I do? I cannot compare myself to others. I don't want to be out there. That big was my mental block. But after that, I probably not only did I download the LinkedIn app, I started updating it. I am more active on it. So now I am like as active on LinkedIn as I am on other social media platforms. So that was a big change for me.
Yeah, and I believe that happened instantaneously, right? After a few first sessions, it just happened.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I think after the first or second session, yeah, I just got like so confident that I should just get over there and I don't care like what happens and it's not the end of the world. Let me see what happens. And honestly, now I'm in love with the LinkedIn app.
Yeah, absolutely. So, uh, I also remember that, during our few sessions, I think it was a second or third session, you said that my husband applauded me that you are doing a great job, and you blurted, out of nowhere, just watch me in my career
Yeah.
field because I'm gonna do great there also.
Right, right. So I have been a very good manager at home, and my husband keeps appreciating for all the things I do, or the tiniest things like, motherhood or kitchen activities or taking care of the children and running errands and everything. So he just complimented me on something like that a day, and I was like out of nowhere. I told him like, you're gonna say this soon about my career too, and he was like so impressed, and he was like so amused that he said like actually the sessions are working. I can see a lot of positive behavioral changes in you. So yeah, that was a shocker to me as well as my husband. So that accidentally happened only after the session. So that was what I was talking about. There was a complete mindset shift that happened. There was a mental block that got, somehow uh, the mental block out of somewhere, it vanished, and I thought like, okay, I was super confident of what I was doing.
Yeah, and just to clarify to all the listeners that Sumita had an amazing career in back in India. So she was already an experienced professional, but because she came here and in the US, and then life happened, and then the 10 years of career break happened in her professional life. So she really had that amazing career streak, but then she lost somewhere herself in that entire, the chaos and the overwhelm and the changes. So I want you to speak about that mental block, that which was actually stopping you from going through your job search, and then when we worked together, what was that shift which happened?
So I remember like back in the time, a decade back, I was in the Middle East and India. I had a lot of opportunities coming in, and I was a fresh graduate. I just kept on shifting my careers from one company to other, and it used to just happen uh, easily, And after I came here, I took a break for my older child. I had visa issues. I had completely lost all that energy and enthusiasm of applying jobs. Number one, I was an immigrant woman. It is not easy. I had a complete culture shock and everything, like from coming from a Asian market to an American market. There is a lot of difference. Secondly, the gap. I somehow thought that after the gap, I am not very updated with the professionally with what is happening around over here. Thirdly, the age. I thought like since I took a gap and I'm not a fresher out of college, I'm not that young anymore. I thought like, I'm not a very eligible person to apply for jobs. So I had a lot of these mental challenges that kept me, away from the job market and not even, giving a try to
Hmm.
apply for jobs. So I thought like I had like completely given up career wise, and for a few years I didn't even think about getting back to the market. And I think I wasted around 4 to 5 years just because of the negativity I had in my mind that I cannot do it, I shouldn't be doing it, this is not for me, and all those things. After that, when I started applying, I got to know that I'm just applying without having an aim in my mind, and that again broke my confidence again. I did not have a right path. I did not know what should I do, how should I apply, where should I apply. I had a lot of questions in these questions in my mind, and yeah, I was just applying aimlessly. So that all happened. I did get into some temporary jobs, but that did not give me a career satisfaction. And then again, I like took a break, and a lot of things happened like that. And then finally, I thought that I should take help. I need help. I need professional help. So what I'm like trying to say is, I just later in my life, I recently realized that if you want a financial advice, you go to a financial advisor. You want a real estate advice, you go to a realtor. So when you need a career advice, you go to a career coach. Simple as that. There are people out there to help you, so go and take the help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I so much agree. And so because you were coming through so much mental blocks, and I'm gonna ask you this question: why me? What did you like working with me the most, and why not anybody else?
So the number one reason why I thought about you first was because I know I read through your blog and your Facebook page, and I saw that you have worked with a lot of immigrant women who have been in the same situation like me, and I could connect to all those immigrant women who has had a career gap, mainly because of the market shift and the visa issues and all those related issues. I could totally relate to that women. And I thought that who better person than Malika who could understand the reason for, all these break and uh, all the mindless applying and, all those things like, so I first thought about you for that reason. Secondly, yeah, as a woman, I think women understand women better. So, yeah, that is another reason why I chose you. And then, yeah, the all the beautiful testimonials and everything that was there in your Facebook page, I was like, okay, I should go with her.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. I'm glad that that you made that decision. So yeah, so what would you say to someone looking to work with me? What do you think? What do you have to tell to them?
So somebody who's looking to work with Malika, obviously, like they will be stuck somewhere in their career, or they are, willing to start a career again, or they are having a gap, or there might be some reason why you come to a person like Malika to get out of that mental block and or find a right path to apply in your career or whatever. What I would say is, Malika is a person who brings in the best in you. She makes you realize the inner self worth you have somewhere hidden in you, which you don't realize yourself. She brings in that in you. And she makes you feel like really positive and confident of what you are doing. So she makes you own, like for example, in my case, she made me realize that I have to own my gap and I have to be proud of myself for making that choice and then move ahead and confidently have a correct path of my I should know what I'm doing and I should know where I'm applying to rather than just mindlessly going and seeking out for opportunities. So she made me realize in short, like, it's not just that you're going and asking for a job, you are going and applying for it like where you deserve it, that's why you apply it.
Yeah, yeah, because and that's and and hence the reason people just kick start applying for jobs endlessly and mindlessly because they're coming from a desperate state and it's not from a powerful and empowered state. So that's where we work together to make Sumita see that wherever whatever organizations she joins, it will be a blessing to
Right,
both
absolutely,
to both the
absolutely.
parties, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
that's what the mindset shift she's talking about, and it goes really deep because it varies case by case, and it just depends on where you are stuck in your job search journey. But most of the people who are looking for career after break are coming from a place of I am not good enough and who's gonna hire me, right? And that's what we did, where we made her see that it's her choice and she's making that choice in 2020. So that's awesome. So if what are the three words you would use to describe working with me, Samrit? I would love to know what are those three words.
So first of all, like, getting it condensed to three words is like very difficult for me because there's a lot I would like to talk about, Monica. But yes, if I want to just talk about three words, I would say the first thing I found Malika was very, very understanding. She has worked with so many women like me. I told you, like immigrant women stuck in career gap and have a good international experience. So she totally understands what situation we are coming from. The second word would be patient. Malika is like very, very patient. She listens to your whole story of where you come from, what have you done, what happened to you, and what went wrong with you and why don't you uh, own your career gap and all those things. She is so patient about that. The third word I would think about is empowerment. She lifts up your mood, she helps you boost your confidence, and I think that's one of the most important thing in the job and process, you know, boosting up your confidence and lifting up your mood, because that has tremendously helped me. Now I'm like confident that I can set up my skills, I can, ace in my career and everything. But getting this mental block is the first step to it. So yeah, I got that.
Awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, and so I would love to know that, because Sumita, there are, here's the thing. There are people, who are either helping people in the career after break and all of that stuff, right? And there are consultancies and recruiters and blah blah blah, and all of those people, right? And I know that you also have an experience of you also you I can see you nodding your head so fast. So, I want to understand. So, what is the difference you found between working with me and with others?
Okay. Yeah, I have been there. I have done that. I'm sure a lot of people like me have done that, applying to consultancies and getting into fake promises. And you do this course and you get a job, and you just mindlessly go and do that course, and you think that you're going to get a job in the next moment. So that doesn't work. Honestly, that doesn't work. The biggest difference I found between Malika and others is Malika helped me bring in the best of myself. So, like I said, it helped me feel empowered to go for what I want, and not like just do a course and get into it. I was like, I don't want to do that course myself. Why would I? The greed of job, that is not what you want. You want to apply to something that you are passionate about, that you want to do, that brings in the best of yourself. So that uh, helped me a lot, and to start my career journey all over again. You have your own personal struggles as an immigrant and a stay-at-home mom, and then there is a lack of confidence. So she taught me to set goals for myself and keep working at it, rather than just mindlessly applying or getting into the trap of any consultancies and shooting out resumes. No, that doesn't work. So she taught me to set goals and what my path should be, and follow up on all that and keep get working to get at it, rather than just keeping on shooting out resumes. So I have not got this feeling of pride and empowerment and confidence from any other training sessions, and I swear I haven't got this from any other training sessions I have taken previously. And trust me, I have shed out a lot of dollars for them. So I can clearly say, yeah, there is a good difference between working with Malika and the other bad experiences I had in the past.
Yeah. No, that is so thankful. And I just want you to repeat those three words you just said. For just for the validation purpose of myself. You just said pride. I just want you to repeat those three words. It's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, so I was just like the feeling of pride, empowerment I got, and confidence from working with you, rather than any other so-called agencies or consultancies or whatever.
Yeah, no, I absolutely understand. And the difference, which I'll tell you, which I think, and especially the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because I don't see my clients as a product. I don't see them as my data number. I don't
Yeah,
see them as the next client who's gonna give me, some commission on whatever the X. And I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm just telling you why I'm doing what I'm doing, because when I talk to clients like Sumita, right? When I talk to these women, I know that they are so much capable of doing so much better. When you came to me the very first time, I knew the potential you have, right? But because of all the bad experiences and of all the misinformation out there and all the questions and the
correct,
overwhelm, and
correct,
especially being an immigrant woman in a country like the US, where you don't have people to talk
correct,
about it, right?
absolutely, right.
You don't have someone to tell, and you know what, I am stuck too, but I don't know what my next step is.
Right,
And
right,
hence the reason why I'm doing my work, because I know that she has an entire career to live upon, right?
correct,
You have an entire, I don't know, 50 years, 60 years of your career right now, but where you are stuck is in that gap which
right,
happened, right?
right, right.
And unfortunately there are not many people, I would say actually there's nobody who is
Right.
actually talking to you in a language which works for you.
Works for you, me, right? I would take that point. Like the problem here is, previously when I was in my career, I had mentors in my career who would help me to transition to the next level. When I had a career break, I lost all those mentors and I didn't have anybody to guide me, like, what should I do after this? The only supportive person who was next to me was my husband, who is into a completely different field, and he doesn't know to mentor me. Like he was like genuinely wanting to help me, but he couldn't. So yeah, that mentorship you need is what I got from you, honestly. The career path, or the next step that you should be doing in your career, that guide, that is what I the guidance I got it from you. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and same here, and it goes both ways, Sumita, because when people like you show up and trust me, and and then you agree on talking such kind words for me, right? It helps me to go all in into this, because I know that there are just so many people who look like me and talk like me who are right now just asking for help, and there's
Correct.
nobody who's representing them, right? So when
Correct.
you see, and this is another shift which occurs in my sessions, is that when an Indian woman see another Indian woman stepping in her own power, right, it just accelerates your process of trusting yourself like 10 times.
Correct. Absolutely.
It's like if she is killing her in whatever the heck she is doing, why not me? Because
Right. Absolutely.
right now there is nothing which is representing us. So
Correct. Correct.
it is
Yeah.
the work I'm
Absolutely.
doing is out of my passion and my heart, and the entire purpose of of this exchange of conversation was to make you understand and make you believe that there is help available, there is genuine help available, right?
Right.
And I'm speaking, yes, and Sumita is speaking from her own experience of there is
Correct.
genuinity in help right now. It's not, everybody is not just out there to dupe
Absolutely.
you.
And I remember like one point that I missed out. I remember throughout the sessions, Malika used to always assure me that, I used to blame my career gap on a lot of issues like visa and this and that. So that's not the end of the world. She made me realize that if you had visa problems, America is not the only border that you are stuck to apply. You could have applied anywhere. So I have that open mindset in me. Okay, if you have visa issues here, you can go up and apply somewhere else. So the problem is like when you're stuck in a gap, you start finding reasons to put blame on some of the other life circumstances that happens to you, and that is all like just a mental block. So honestly, guys, trust me, like when you work with a career coach, they help you bring out all those mental block. And when you get in there applying for jobs, you have no mental block at all. Like you just own yourself and you just apply. So no matter what happens, you just apply and you do your work. That's what happens. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, yeah, I think I don't have any more questions to ask you.
I know.
This was a wonderful talking to you. But I would still want you to say any last words to whoever is listening. To how you think that uh, right now is their time, and just some last words.
So, see, I understand there are a lot of life circumstances that happen. Some don't start their career at all. They didn't get a chance to. Some had to give up on their career. Some are struggling to find out that next stage of career. Some do not know how to balance career and life together. So what happens is, you need help here, and to reach out to that help is the first step you can do to help yourself. So go there, reach out to Malika. She will help you. she will make you realize that, you have a potential, and it's not easy on your journey, but there is a way to get there. So go out there, ask for help, and I definitely assure you that her sessions will be helpful. It was helpful to me, and I have a gut feeling that I can do it. So if I think I can do it, any women out there have the potential to do it, and you can also do it as well. So yeah, that's what I would say.
That is so wonderful. That is such a beautiful advice and such a beautiful encouragement. And just to reiterate what Sumita said in her answers was that we work on mindset, we work on strategy, we work on making sure that you're not looking at your job search as this monstrous, humongous mountain in front of you because you have this career gap. Okay, we work on making sure that you are approaching your job search as a CEO. As I always say in my sessions, your job search should be like a CEO, and a CEO of any company do not do things randomly. There's a
Right.
strategic job searching plan, right? And I want and the way we work is that we make you see that this is the next phase of your career, right? Starting a career after break is really a next phase in your life. So
Absolutely.
why to go about it in a desperate mode? Why not
Correct.
go in an empowered mode? So that's what in our sessions happens. We are tackling the job search as a fun process. It's a much fun process. It's much empowered process. And the exchange which occurs is a life skills. It's a transformation which doesn't occur just because there's a job searching happening. Transformation occurs because now you're a different version of yourself, and you have gone through those mental blocks. There is just so much more confidence, so much more positivity around it, and it ripples, and the effect of it ripples in all areas of your life. You show up as a better mom, you show up as a better partner, right? Your husband, your spouse is at a better state because now you are much more happier and you are much more confident. So it really trickles down to all areas of your life. So our sessions, are really coming from a place of empowering mindset, career strategy, and to be very strategic in your job search approach and not just being mindlessly and helplessly going about it. Okay, so yeah, this was me, Malika Gupta, and Sumita. Thank you so much for doing this. And I'm gonna, before I log off, everybody who's listening on the replay or on the live, please drop a hello. And I am opening a free workshop. It's a free workshop on how to jumpstart your career after career break, and I will drop the link. So register for that workshop. It's a free workshop, and so yeah, that's a gift from me to everybody who's listening. And yeah, I welcome you to register for that. All righty, so have fun, take care, and thank you, Sumita, again. Bye bye. And I'm gonna talk to you.
Thank you, Malika, for
I need
having
to
me.
know what's
Thank
gonna
you.
happen the next. Okay.
Sure, I will keep you updated.
All righty. Bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.